everyone, my name is Mads, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this video, which is going to be my July TBR, chosen by Dart Attack. I so sincerely cannot believe it's July already. Well, it's not. It's about a week until July at the moment, but I feel like I filmed my June TBR about 10 minutes ago, so I have no idea how we're here. But we're gonna go with it. For anyone that's new here, Dart Attack is my TBR game. It's a very simple concept. I throw darts at this board, wherever I land gives me a prompt. That prompt I have to try and fulfill within the next month. I don't tend to pick a specific book for each prompt. Sometimes I will, but not very often because I'm a bit of a mood reader. But I like having some structure to help give me some ideas of what to pick up during the month because I'm also horrifically indecisive. So this works really well for me. I am going to do 6 throws today as a starting point. If we get extras, so be it. The rule is if I land on the same colour twice, I have to add a throw. I will just put a preface on this of July is very likely to be an extremely busy month. I have a lot of things going on in July. I am in a choir and we have our concert coming up in July. I am starting a new job in July and obviously don't know exactly how busy or tired that is going to make me. So lots going on, but I'm really optimistic that I'm going to be able to keep reading at a similar pace to what I have been because I'm just hopeful, I guess. So we'll get into the throws in just a second, but in terms of how I did in my June TBR, there'll be a vlog coming very soon of everything that I read in June and what prompts it all fulfilled. But just to let you know, I have successfully fulfilled all 6 prompts that we got last month, very nearly. I'm in the middle of one book at the moment, but I'm filming this on the 24th of June because that's when I could film it to get it up in time, but I'm also super busy for the end of the month, so I'm not expecting to read much more than that book I'm going to finish. In terms of books that I'm hoping to get to in July, I have a kind of stack of hopefuls, but I never really stick to it. I don't have any completely mandatory reads. Christy and I will pick a book to be our Besties Book Club read, but I think we're thinking we may do a volume of manga this month just because the 3rd book in a manga series we love is coming out. And we've done some chunky books recently, so we feel the need for something a bit easier. But other than that, the only book I'm extremely likely to read is Moonbound by Robin Sloan. Robin Sloan is one of my favourite authors and I have been so excited for this, so I'll probably try and get to this in July. Other than that, I don't have any set reads, but I will probably try and read one of these 3 because all of these are on my 12 in 2024 TBR and I need to make more progress with that or I'm going to get very, very behind very soon. And these are the 3 that are kind of calling to me at the moment, but we will see what prompts I get and whether any of these will fit. The final thing before we get into throwing for this month is to replace the prompt we ended on last month, which was light orange. So let's pick a prompt for that and then we will get into the throws. It's going to be this one. Okay, first throw of the July TBR. Let's see what we get. We're not doing this again. I'm really hoping we don't have the issue with none of these sticking again. I don't think I have the willpower today. So we're gonna try that throw again. Throw number 1. Light green it is. Light green is, can't get the blue tack off it, a standalone. Okay, as much as one of my goals for this year for my reading is to read more series, I'm very lucky that the books I am interested in reading this month are pretty much all standalones. For the sake of choosing a book, we're going to go with Moonbound by Robin Sloan because this is the one book I just unquestionably want to read in July. I don't know much about this. This says it expands the Penumbraverse, which is the Mr. Penumbra's 24-Hour Bookstore and Ajax Penumbra 1969 books, which is a book and a novella, which is a prequel. My mum's read this and says it doesn't really have any relation whatsoever, but it's a cozy sci-fi fantasy-ish vibe. And I've loved multiple of Robin Sloan's books. I'll read you the blurb just so that we both have an idea of what this book is about. It is 13,000 years from now. A lot has happened and yet a lot is still very familiar. Ariel is a boy in a remote village under a wizard's rule. Like many adventurers before him, Ariel is called to explore a world full of eye-popping discoveries and challenges, unknown enemies, a mission to rescue the world, a girl. Here, as they say, be dragons, but none of this happens before Ariel encounters an entity from an earlier civilization, a sentient, sensitive, artificial intelligence with a special perspective on all of human history, who becomes both Ariel's greatest ally and our narrator. It says this is a deeply satisfying epic of ancient scale blasted through the imaginative prism of one of our most forward-thinking writers. I am intrigued. It does say this is only the beginning, which is making me nervous this is not in fact a standalone. We might be rethinking. You know what? I'm gonna put this on for standalone. If I read it and it's not a standalone, we'll use any of the other books that I want to read that are definitely standalones for this prompt. I have the flexibility to do that. Also, please ignore the shiny. The light is rubbish, so I've got lights set up, but it's also ridiculously warm in London right now, so we're just going to be shiny for this video. Okay, so we need to replace that prompt, and we're going to go with this one. Okay, throw number 2. Let's see what happens. There's not much to say at this point in the game. Okay, it's an outer bull, not a proper bullseye, which technically means mood read, but it's also very in line with dark orange. What do we think? Mood read or dark orange? You know what? I'm gonna take the bullseye. I've got a mood read. Lovely stuff. That can be literally anything throughout the month, basically a free space. And it's one less colour, which means less chance of repeats, so less chance of adding throws. I'm gonna take it. Normally I wouldn't, but today I will. Okay, no prompts to replace. Let's just go straight on to throw number 3. Light blue. Light blue is, ooh, fun. Randomize. So I've done randomize differently over the years. I've sometimes picked like 10 books and then done a random number generator for which of those I'm going to read. But I think what I'm going to do this time, and to be clear, I'm going to do it now as a demonstration, but this is not necessarily going to be the book that goes on. I might do this when I want to use this prompt in the month. But let's go to my bookshelves and I will demonstrate how I would do this prompt. Okay, please ignore all the clutter, but these are my bookshelves. There is mess as we point lower, apologies. Just stacks of books everywhere. But basically I have 16 different shelves that have books on them that I've not read. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a random number generator off my phone, generate a number between 1 and 17, to choose which shelf I'm picking from, and then count how many unread books are on that shelf, and again, randomly generate. Okay, so let's see what we get. 13. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I can't count, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So it's one of my manga shelves. And in terms of unread manga here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Oh, just 12, I have read that one. Now, obvious problem here is there are series. So if I get something in a series, I will just have to choose something different. But we've got the random number generator set up from 1 till 12. Number 3. And so that would be 1, 2, 3. So it would be Coyote Volume 2 if I was doing it this way. So that was the little demo of how I'll be doing it. Maybe I'll go with that book. Maybe I will choose a different one and do it in one of the vlogs I have coming this month. Who knows? We will see. But either way, we need to replace that prompt. So let's go with this one. And on to throw number 4. I really need some of these prompts to actually give me books. So far we've had a lovely time, but it's not resulting in very many books yet. Okay, throw number 4. We're not doing this again. We're just not. Throw number 4, take 2. You know what, that was on me. Throw number 4, take 3. Light orange. Light orange is, ooh, fun. Okay, colour. Okay, colour is a very simple concept. I'm going to throw again, whatever colour we land on. I have to try and pick a book. The cover is majority that colour, and that's what I'll have to read for this prompt. I am going to say the bullseye is like black, white, grey, etc. because other than that we've got most colours-ish covered. Let's see. I have no idea what I'm going to try and aim. Dark green. Interesting. So for June, I was trying to kind of read the rainbow, read a book of every colour, and dark green. Green was particularly difficult. So I'm gonna go have a mooch and see what I can find. Okay, we have a stack, and it's pretty much all dependent on how far we're going to stretch the definition of green. So the closest colour match by far is Slug by Holly McNish, which is a kind of partially written in verse, partially written in text book, which I've been meaning to read for so long. I've owned this for way too long. So that could be a really, really good option. I won't lie, it's definitely what I'm interested in. It just says it's about the human condition of birth and death and how we manage the possibilities in between. It's an interesting option. Another good green option is A Far Wilder Magic by Alison Saft, which I've been meaning to try for years. I'm now nervous because I read another Alison Saft book and didn't love it, but I'm still convinced I might love this one. And then we have some books I should really be reading, but definitely stretch the definition of green. So we have Hopeless by Elsie Silver, which is like a slightly bluey green or a very pale green, but this is the last book in the Chestnut Springs series, so could finish that off. We have Spy Family Volume 9, or whatever volume I'm up to. Again, questionable on the dark green, but continuing a series and same logic. I actually don't even want to say the title of this book. The number of TBRs this has been on, but it's a restless truth. I need to finish this goddamn series before I go out of my mind. I'm still 50 pages in, as I have been since January. Yes, again, bluey green. So these are pushing my luck. Slug is probably the closest, but we're gonna see what the vibe is and how far I'm gonna need to stretch it as the month goes on. And replacing the prompt on light orange for the penultimate throw, let's go for this one. Okay, throw number 5. Let's see what we get. Dark orange, let's go for it. Dark orange is, ooh, interesting. Substitute. So what this means is for one of the prompts I've already got, basically take it off my list and throw again for that one and get a new prompt. But if I'm being honest, I really like the prompts I've got so far. I'm very happy with them. They feel varied, they feel fun, and they feel not too challenging for a potentially very busy month. Do I have to get rid of one? This is meant to be a benefit. This is meant to like make my life easier, but I don't want to. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I am going to throw again and generate another prompt that would be the one I would substitute in, but I'm going to get you all to vote in the comments. Basically, just comment either yes, you have to substitute, no, you don't have to, something to that effect. I will count them up maybe a week or so after this video's gone up, and whichever side wins, I will follow. So you have the control here, and if substitute wins, then I will take the prompt that I'm about to generate and put it on the TBR somewhere and take something else off. If not, I'll stick with the prompts we've got. So let's get a prompt back on that dark orange spot to generate this new one. This one. Okay, so the prompt that will be substituted in, if you all vote that I have to, is going to be nothing, apparently. Let's try again. It just gets so old when it does this every single time. I need to work out a better system, but I cannot work out what to do. Okay, after many throws, we got one hanging on by a thread to dark green. Let's see what it is. Oh, the irony. It's a poll! That's actually just ridiculous. You are polling to see whether I need to do a poll to pick a book. You know what? Let's go for it. Poll pick. I will put a poll up on my Instagram story. If you vote for this to come in at some time during the month, I will put a poll on my Instagram story with 4 books I'm considering reading, and whichever one people vote for is the one I'm gonna read. So go over to my Instagram, it's linked down below as always, and keep an eye on that if you want to be involved. I'm going to guess I will do that in the first week of the month because I have a challenge I'm doing that week that this could work very well for. Okay, final prompt, replacing the one on dark green to do what should be the final throw. Let's go with this one. The fact that I am on the 6th and potentially final throw and only 2 prompts so far have really given me like a book now is a little bit ridiculous, but we're gonna go with it. 6th, final, hopefully throw. If it deigns to stick. You know I'm getting frustrated when I have the whole handful of darts and I'm just gonna throw them all until they go. Oh no! Okay, it's stuck. It's dark orange. That is a repeat, so we are gonna have to add a 7th throw. Dark orange is BookTube Rec. Okay, so I may extend this a little bit to be like a bookish creator rec because I definitely have some BookTube recs, but there is one I particularly want to read, which is very much a Bookstagram rec, but obvious booktube rec is Hopeless by Elsie Silver. This series, everyone and their mother is obsessed with, so an easy, good option. But the Bookstagram rec I really want to read is Threadneedle, which was recommended by Fiction Tea, Lauren at Fiction Tea. She, more than anyone, loves this series and is pretty much the primary reason I really want to read it, and I'm super intrigued. It's an urban fantasy. It's also on my 5-star predictions, which I'll link that video above somewhere and down below. I'm really, really intrigued and really wanted to read it in June, and then I discovered it wasn't queer, so I wasn't gonna read it in June, but I really, really want to read it. So if we're extending it to just like bookish creator, I think I did booktube at the time because I mainly followed booktubers, and now I follow people on all platforms, so we might end up doing Threadneedle by Carrie Thomas. Okay, shuffling again to choose another prompt for, again, hopefully, the final throw. This one. Okay, throw number 7. Fingers crossed this is the last one. Let's go. Just not even talking about it at this point. I just want it to stick. That's all I'm asking. Between pink and red, neither is a repeat, so we're happy. I'm gonna call that pink, though it's very, very close. And pink is even page number. I actually genuinely believe this prompt is designed just to laugh at me, because a few months ago I got odd page number and could not for the life of me find a book I was planning to read anytime soon that had an odd page number. I've now got even page number, and guess what? Out of the like 10 books I've got next to me that I'd be interested in reading, one of them has an even page number, but that's fine because I'm excited for this one. This is The Woods All Black by Leigh Mandello. Obviously I may find something else during the month, but I want to talk about this anyway. This is a little novella that is very queer. It is set in the 1920s and I think has a trans main character. I'm not gonna lie, pretty much everything I've heard about this book is that it's weird and a bit creepy, which is not always my vibe, but just a weird, creepy, bizarre, confusing trans allegory. I just kind of had to know. So I'm just gonna read you the blurb. It says, The Woods All Black is equal parts historical horror, trans romance, and blood-soaked revenge, all set in 1920s Appalachia. Okay. Leslie Bruin is assigned to the backwoods township of Spar Creek by the Frontier Nursing Service under its usual mandate: vaccinate the flock, birth babies, and weather the judgments of churchy locals who look at him and see a failed woman. Forged in the fires of the Western Front and reborn in the cafes of Paris, Leslie believes he can handle whatever is thrown at him, but Spar Creek holds a darkness beyond his nightmares. Something ugly festers within the local congregation, and its malice is forced on a young person they insist is an unruly tomboy who must be brought to heel. Violence is bubbling when Leslie arrives, ready to spill over, and he'll have to act fast if he intends to be of use. But the hills enfolding Spar Creek have a mind of their own, and the woods are haunted in ways Leslie does not understand. The Woods All Black is a story of passion, prejudice and power, an Appalachian period piece that explores reproductive justice and bodily autonomy, the terrors of small-town religiosity, and the necessity of fighting tooth and claw to live as you truly are. It just has to be done. I was hoping to get to it in June and I ran out of time, so I guess we're putting it on the July TBR. So there we have it. That's the July TBR, or at least prompts to form a TBR. As a quick run through, in case we need a recap, the prompts I have are to read a standalone, a mood read, randomise my TBR and choose a kind of completely random book, read a book that is a specific colour, this case dark green, read a booktube recommendation or at least a bookish creator recommendation, and a book with an even page number, and possibly one of those prompts will be replaced by a poll pick instead. Who knows, maybe I'll just do it as well, but please vote down below and let me know what you think I should do. I think that prompt was first created when I was sometimes getting loads of prompts in a month, so I'd want to substitute one in more likely, but honestly, I'm really happy with the prompts we've got. It feels like it's going to make for a really varied TBR, which I'm very excited about, and also is giving me quite a lot of slightly more random ones, which I'm quite looking forward to, having had actually surprisingly structured TBR in June, which is unlike me. But that is it for July. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, leave a comment down below, or if you don't know what to write, just put the little dart emoji as always. Let me know what you're planning to read in July, if any of these books sound particularly interesting, or if there's any I've mentioned you particularly want me to get to and talk about on this channel. But that is it for this video, so bye, and I'll see you in the next one.